Alright, Jeeva1 checking in here. Right now I'm going to introduce you to the desktop on one of my computers. I have a few computers. This is the computer that I use for digital art. You can see right here it's an Alien. This is an Alienware computer, super fast, super efficient, lots of RAM, great for creating digital art. One thing too I want to mention, that this computer here does not go online. I have another computer that I use to go online. This one stays super fast. Okay, I'm going to show you some of the applications and some of the software that I use to create digital art. I'm going to run through them. These four right here, these four icons are Adobe products. First one here is Adobe Lightroom 5.5. I have a DSLR camera, and this application here is used to edit photography images that you take with your camera. So as soon as I take an image and I take them, I bring them, I put them on this computer, they go straight into Lightroom, and I can mess with the contrast and mess with the exposure and just get that image looking exactly the way I want it to, or close to it. So that's Lightroom. And then Photoshop. Most of you have heard of Photoshop. I'm sure all of you have, and you know what Photoshop is for. But Photoshop is if you further want to edit your photography, or I like to do digital paintings with it, or composite a few images together to make some sort of cool composition. That's Photoshop. Okay, then I got Adobe Premiere and Adobe After Effects. These are for video editing and for video production. Adobe Premiere is for doing the editing with your clips or your footage that you take. Like if I have my DSLR camera and I go shoot some footage in HD and I want to chop it up into different clips, put it all together in a film, Adobe Premiere, that's for video editing. Adobe After Effects is for special effects. I want to have a clip that I need a special effect on. I'll create it in After Effects, then put that clip into Premiere with all my other clips and put it into one film. Manga Studio 5.0 is for creating digital painting. That's what I use it for. A lot of people use Photoshop for digital painting. I use them both. Photoshop's tools are geared towards photography editing. Manga Studio specifically for creating digital artwork. So it's more specific. I use both of them. Driver update, that's just an icon for updating my drivers. Nuke 6, that's a node-based application for compositing different aspects for video. If you have some three-dimensional footage or some three-dimensional things that you made, and you have some footage that you created from green screen and some, I don't know, say a matte painting you made on Photoshop, and you want to bring all of them together in one composition and composite them all together, you do it on Nuke. So Nuke's used in Los Angeles, and it's just a very professional software for compositing different elements into one composition for film. FL Studio, I'm a musician. FL Studio is a DAW, a digital audio workstation, and it's used again by professionals all over the world. So I have my guitar and my MIDI keyboard and my microphone. I want to make a song and sing over it or just make beats, FL Studio. Also for film, I want to make some music for the background or a sound effect, which is one key for film, FL Studio. Cinema 4D, Autodesk Maya, and Mudbox are all for creating three-dimensional objects in three-dimensional environments. So for example, if I have a film and I want to create something that's not there in the film, like a box in the corner or a coin on the ground or something, you can create it three-dimensionally and paint it realistically and then composite that with Nuke and After Effects into your film. So Cinema 4D, Autodesk Maya, and Autodesk Mudbox three-dimensional objects are created. Word, I use that to write. I write a lot of essays, poems, things like that. But if you want to do a cool introduction and not improvise and wing it like I'm doing here, you want to write out your introduction, do it on Word. That way you're watching your film and you're speaking over it, reading your Word document. You got to have Word. One thing I want to mention is that everything that I do is saved onto my external hard drive. Right here, 15 years worth of music, videos, and Word documents and so forth. I save it all onto an external hard drive. I don't save it on the hard drive of my computer. That's just for applications and their plugins. You know, here I go into my external hard drive, I have my stock pics. If you're serious about digital artwork, you have a good stock from Google of high resolution images, you know, say clouds. I might need a certain cloud, you know, here. I can cut this out, or maybe you need a certain, I don't know, rock here. I might cut this out and add it to some composition and composite it all together to make it look like one particular scene that might need this or that or whatever. So you have to have a good collection of high resolution images. I take them also when I travel. This is from, I took it in Costa Rica, San Jose, and I might use this in a film or a matte painting. Okay, so that's just an introduction into one of my computers here, the desktop that I use for digital art, and some of the applications and software that I use. So we'll get back to into this with tutorials and some of the workflow that I use to create digital art. That's it for now. Jeeva1 out.